Okay, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Mixon back once again, and if you're watching this video, it means you're probably either considering buying my Omnisphere pack, have bought my Omnisphere pack, or just looking for the demo and all of that. So the way this video is gonna go is that I'm going to kind of break down how you're supposed to install Omnisphere, and then I'm gonna have it chaptered out, so you can just get if you want to just skip to the demo, you can just skip right ahead. Um, but for this Omnisphere pack, I'm going to show you first how to install it. So if you have version 22.8.6, that's the most current version that I have, then you should be able to do this without any problems. Make sure you're keeping it up to date. So one thing you can do, if you want to install it the quickest way possible, you can just install .omnisphere, and then you're going to click OK on the caution button. And then when you go into the file, I'm just going to copy my path here because I already have it. I'm going to click on this Omnisphere. And it's going to contain 34 patches in this library. And then I would hit yes. I've already done this in mine, so I'm not going to do that. So then it installs it into sharing, and it keeps the pack here. Now, it has all the patches, right? Like it's shown in here, but I do want to explain something about this. I don't think that it's the best way to install it, just because it doesn't give you the categories that I've already put in place for it. It just kind of like puts them in all haphazardly. It doesn't put them in like in the file structure that I have. But if you don't care about that, you don't care about the way, like if I click on one of these, it won't even have my like user patch image on that either. So I just want to kind of just say that if you want like all of the structure and the photo of it there, like my logo of the box, then uh, this way is not for you. This is the quickest way though. It will install it. You'll have all your plugins and any sound tables you might be missing will be installed that way, and that is the quickest way to do this. But if you're not really trying to do all that, like if you want like all the like cool fancy way things that it looks like, then I would recommend doing it this way. Um, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click on the zip folder once you've downloaded it. I'm gonna hit extract all, and then I'm gonna get this prompt right, so I'll browse for it. And then what you want to do is go into this exact address. So you go into your program data if you're on Windows, and then or wherever it is stored for your Mac. So you're gonna go into program data, Spectrasonics. So wherever your Spectrasonics is installed on Mac, should still work all the same. Then you go into the Steam of Omnisphere. So the Spectrasonics, Steam, Omnisphere, Settings Library, and then into patches. Now you can just extract it into this space. And see my pack's already installed here, right? And then after you extract it, it'll be in there and it'll look like this. So now it's got the default image, it's got this in here, it's got all of like the things that you're gonna need. I didn't really include a requirements.txt for this just because I felt that like my description should be enough to kind of get you through it. And if you ever want to review that, oh, I'll just put that there. It's right in like when you're like about to buy this thing, the whole description that's there tells you everything that you need to know in terms of like the legalese and all of that. Going up here, yep. So you see it's the pack's right there, and then if you go into your user directories, it'll be right here. Um, you might not have as many packs, but this pack will just be right here, and now you can see how it's organized by the category. And that's kind of what that for me is like how I like it. But when I click on the app, like one of the ARPs now, you can see that the logo is there and it's got the information in it. So you can just unzip it into the patches folder and it works just the same. So there's two ways to do that. You could just either do the utility, install Omnisphere, and then click on the folder that it's in. But either way, you're gonna need to unzip it. So I would just say do that this way. Next, what you're gonna want to do is enjoy. um, so I'm gonna now go into this. I'm gonna break down how you want to like just gonna break down the demo of this now. So I'm just gonna like play every single one of these sounds out, just how they sound like on here. I'm gonna go through all of them like that, and then I'm kind of gonna talk about some of my favorite sounds and play like a little bit of like how I think they should sound. I'm gonna like try and play like I'm actually just gonna play through all of them, but I will tell you which ones are my favorites. I do like to play favorites. So first sound that we're starting off with is the Darkness of the Moon ARP. So this one you can just hold down. So I'll pull up the piano roll as well, so you guys can kind of see. Um, and in this demo, I'm just gonna like play these sounds, and you'll see how they like go on the keyboard. You can't see my keyboard. So let's see. So I'm gonna just play C, E, G. So it's got a nice pattern to it, and it's like if you play the chord together, and it'll just play as an ARP, like how most ARPs play. Then the Uzi glitch. Here, I'll move this thing over so you can kind of see more of this. You only need to see the keys. So this is the ARP looks like. This is the different sounds. Yeah, so this one's like just a pretty simple ARP. I like to play it as chords, but you can definitely do it note by note bass. I'm not going to dictate how you guys do things. There's the basic 808. Yeah, so it's just a standard 808 sound. And then I've also got this West Coast 808, or not 808, but bass. I'm going to just turn these down a little bit. So it's like that Detroit kind of bass, that West Coast kind of bass, that Shoreline Mafia kind of bass. It's all of that. Then we'll go into the atmosphere piano. Very vibey, you know, very vibey. The destroyed piano. Also very vibey. So this is like a sort of E piano, but it's like more of like a reverse piano. So it's like a vibey kind of like pad pianos, though. Yeah, I would kind of use that. The G-Funk piano. So in this one, I use this in my Tommy Richmond type beat. So I'll include that like up here somewhere, so you guys can check that out. So if you like that kind of like style of the piano, like the kind of piano like that, if you want to like that like Nate Dogg kind of vibes, that like G Funk, that West Coast, it's definitely a good piano for you right there. Next is the soulful organ. So this one. Perfect for those trippy Mac Miller beats. That's kind of like what I use it for in all of mine, especially like Kid Cudi type beats, all of that stuff. It's really good for that. And just anytime you need a trippy Hammond organ, it's right there for you. It's pretty easy to go. Like you can make a lot of cool shit with this one. All right, then there's the Acon saw. I like this one particularly, and I call it the Acon saw because it's just like it reminds me of that early 2000s kind of like music. So. It's like that right now saw, you know, like I wanna make yeah. That's that kind of vibe that gave me when I was making that. Now this Dre Saw Square, let me turn this down a little bit because this one is pretty loud. It always likes to do that little clip. I don't know why, but it doesn't actually sound like that when you use it. So it plays off of that like Dr. Dre lead. It's like that in the Tommy Richmond beat as well. A lot of those like G-Funk sounds I kind of created out of that. It was a good beat for like this pack. So this violin. It's a good violin right there, I think. So like in the leads, they're like not just like synth leads, they're also like a little bit of like, you know, violins, strings. Not So Bitter Symphony. Yeah, so you can make your own little orchestra out of that. This guitar lead. I really feel like that one's particularly good for like you know, it's more of like a pluck, I guess, in some ways, but like you can get the most out of this thing because it's like a reverse piano mixed with a bluesy guitar, and then it just all reversed backwards, and you can make a nice, cool lead out of it, especially on the higher tones. The triangle shoreline, so like Shoreline Mafia kind of beats. So it's pretty glidey and all of that, so that's a pretty fun one. This talk box, which is pretty loud at first, but it's a good one. So like a lot of West Coast kind of stuff in here, like you know, a lot of that's like a big part, big chunk of this pack. It's like West Coast leading stuff. Here's the dark pad. The longer you hold it, I mean, the more weird sounds that come up with it, which is what I like about it. So it's like really good for like you're doing like Travis Scott type beat. Like, you know, if you want something like a weird drowned out sound, that's gonna be the one for you. The delay pad, it's just kind of like more of a smooth, not so dark. Right? Then this is kind of like a fun like indie pad. Yeah, so it's like if you're like making an indie beat or if you've ever heard any of that, it's like definitely like the definitely kind of like an interesting sound. You know, it's like it's a brass pad, so like it's a really cool synth sound. This one I call Walking on Air because it's super glidey, super smooth. Kind of fluty, kind of cool sounding. The Codeine Bell. So it's like pretty good for like doing like trap melodies, I feel like. The indie guitar. it's a good pluck for like if you're trying to make a nice like Don Toliver kind of beat. That's what I would say. Lead and pluck. I don't know, it's an interesting one. I kind of feel like it gives like early Kodak Black, maybe like some yeah, you know, maybe some like early SoundCloud rap kind of vibes. The rodeo guitar. It's kind of like a lo-fi guitar, kind of like I mean like, but it also is dark and trippy when you use it in like the right keys. So like, so it's got some dark vibes to it too. This one I like a lot. Very vibey guitar. And the super smoothie bell. Yeah, so it's just got a little interesting stuff going on with that. This one I kind of based off of like I listened to the Your Eyes guitar, so like Your Eyes by Lil Peep. That was kind of like what my inspiration was for this. So just kind of like a synthy guitar sound that's got like a lot of delay on it. And now we're on to the Photar. It's more of a synth. Maybe like using the Juice WRLD kind of beat. The curvy crystals. Kind of gives off like a pan flute vibe. It's pretty sweet. Then the ominous sign. It's a nice, responsive, but also very vibey kind of sign that you could use as pad. The Super Sunshine. Pretty good for like a Six Dogs kind of beat, and then it's just also like very sunshiny. Very cool, right? Then the wonky bell. Oh, sorry about that. The wonky bell is a little loud. And so it's like it's pretty intense sound. You know, it's got like square sign and like a tube feed, and also some little chapel bells with it on top. And then it's just like it is a little loud, but it's an intense pluck that can be used in a lot of different ways. And the Halo singing, I call it this one just because it's the Gregorian singing that reminds me of the Halo singing. And then the singing synth. So if you want more of a Vox that's like responsive, I would say that this one's like more for like the typical like long drawn out Vox over the top of a pad. I think that was like probably the best way to use that. But those are all the sounds. I'll include like a kind of list of the beats where I've like used some of these sounds. Um, and yeah, I'll put like a little playlist together or something like that. Throughout the video, I'll kind of like pop in, like use learn how this plugin was used in this beat. I think it'll be an easier way for me to go about with this. But if you want to check out any of those sounds, that's basically it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for buying the pack, guys. Peace.